Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to go over the first encounter in the Crown of Sorrow raid, which is the Hive ritual encounter. Now to begin, you'll want to split up your team into 3 groups. 2 should go left where the red gazebo is, 2 should stay in the middle, and 2 should go right where the green gazebo is. Now you'll notice a green pool next to the knights near the rally flag. This is what actually starts the encounter. Standing in this pool will start the encounter, and anyone standing in the pool will be granted a buff called Witch's Blessing. You should have 3 people, 1 person from each side, stand in this pool to actually start the fight. Now, the Witch's Blessing buff is the main mechanic of this raid. If you have the Witch's Blessing buff, you'll be able to kill any ad that is blessed. So any ad that has the word blessed in their name, those are the ads that you're actually able to kill. However, any ad that does not have the word blessed in their name will be immune to you. Another good way to know if they're immune to you or not is they'll look like they have a force field around them if they're immune to you. Now, for your partner who is not buffed, the exact opposite is true. They'll be able to kill any ad that is non-blessed, but they will not be able to kill any ad that is blessed. So you and your partner need to make sure you help each other out and kill the ads that the other person can't. Now, the Witch's Blessing buff lasts a total of about 60 seconds. If your timer runs out, you're going to get a debuff called Witch's Curse, and if you get Witch's Curse, you're going to eventually die. It takes about 5 seconds after you get the debuff to actually die. If all players who have the Witch's Blessing buff die, that green pool in the very beginning of the encounter will spawn back in, and you can have the first 3 players go and grab that buff again if need be. Now, the other main mechanic of this raid is passing the Witch's Blessing buff to other players. And in this encounter, to do that, all players are going to have to periodically meet up in the center of the room, and there'll be a round orb with a circle around it called a Witch's Vessel. So once everyone is inside that circle, you want to shoot that orb, and when you do that, everyone who had the buff will now not have the buff, and everyone who didn't have the buff will now have the buff. And then you should just return to your sides and continue killing the ads. Now, I would recommend having everybody return to the middle of the room to pass the buff at about the 20-second mark. That usually gives people enough time to clear out the ads on their side and make it so that you're not rushing to get to the middle to pass the buff, because when you rush, obviously in a raid, that's when mistakes happen. The other main mechanic in this fight is there will be void crystals that spawn in periodically in the room. There's going to be an audio cue when it happens, and they're going to spawn in one on the left, one in the middle, and one on the right. In order to kill the crystals, they need to be shot at by both a buffed and a non-buffed player, which honestly shouldn't be a problem if you and your partner are staying together. But you need to take down these crystals. If you fail to take down one of the crystals in time, it's going to explode and it's going to cause a team wipe. So therefore, the crystals are the top priority in this fight. The ads aren't really that important. The top priority is making sure you kill the void crystals when they spawn in, and also passing the buff when you need to. Now, the other main mechanic is that at the end of each round, there will be 2 ogres that spawn in. There's going to be one on the left and one on the right. One ogre is going to be blessed, and the other will obviously not be blessed. So you'll want to stay in the middle, preferably with a Well of Radiance, and call out which side has the blessed ogre so that the 3 blessed players can shoot the blessed ogre and the 3 non-blessed players can shoot the other one. So, once you kill those 2 ogres, just stay alive and keep killing ads. Eventually, on the other side of the chasm, you'll see a pillar of fire light up. That means that you've completed that round. You need to actually do this entire encounter 4 times in order to pass it. So just keep rinse and repeat 4 times, and then you should be able to pass it and move on to the next encounter. In terms of what subclasses I would run. Warlock should probably run Well. Well is really valuable here, especially with the number of ads that are running around. For Hunters, obviously, because there's a lot of ads, I would say Tether. Just be aware that you're not going to be able to kill the ads that are immune to you. Titans really can run anything. There's not really anything that they need to run. Melting Point is not very important in this fight. You're not going to need to run up and Melting Point the ogres, because they spawn in the distance and everyone is usually in the middle at that point anyway. So Melting Point isn't really needed, so Titans can basically pretty much run anything. Anyway, guys, that is it for this video, and I will see you back here for the next video where we'll talk about Galron Phase 1. Thanks.